Good morning and happy Thursday. Welcome back to the Bookstack coffee chat. And today is a little bit gloomy and dismal here, a little bit of rain offshore here along the coast, but a little bit of drizzle happening in my neighborhood as well. But I hope that wherever you are, that it might be sunny for you. And I appreciate you taking the time to join in today. So this week, I have been busy working on two client projects. One is an editing a manuscript, and the other is helping to uh, co-author a local history book. So let me know if you're a fan of local history, because I'll be sharing more about that in the coming months as we piece more of it together. There have been lots of first-person interviews, lots of research taking place, so a lot of organization happening at this point. But it is going to be a great read, especially if you love local history. So I'll be sharing more about that later. But today, since I didn't have time to completely read another book, but I'm excited. I'm going to hopefully be able to finish it by next week and share it with you. Next week, it is by a local author. Well, I shouldn't say local, but a state author here in North Carolina. So I guess regional is the term, regional author, that I just discovered at my local library. And it is a backlist book, meaning that it isn't brand new, but it is a very interesting read. And I'll be sharing more about that next week. So I was at a dilemma. What do I talk about today, since I always promise to come to you on Thursdays? And I got to thinking, where do we buy our books? I know I personally love the library, and my green screen here is showing a beautiful selection of books of somebody's personal library somewhere. I wish that I had bookshelves like that in my home. But where do we buy all these books, right? And I would love for you to join in the chat and tell me where you specifically like to get your books. Is it online? Is it in person? Are there local bookstores? All of these, today we live in a world where we can get all kinds of things in all different types of places. And I love to support authors as much as I can, but of course, as most everyone, I have a budget, right? And so I can't buy every single book that I would like to buy. And that's where the local libraries come in. Very handy. I love that. And I have tried my hand with the ebooks. If you've been following me for any time, you know my kind of love-hate relationship with ebooks. I love the fact that they are economical, right? They're usually in the 99 cent to $5.99 price range. And I love the fact that, as I discovered recently, I forget which episode it was, I'll have to go back and let you know in the show notes, but about how you can highlight things. And I know I was geeking out about that, something that most of you already know and use frequently, but there's a lot of great organizational things that you can do with your ebooks, and you can copy your notes, download them to your computer and all that kind of stuff, which is really great for people who love to research and build files of information, nuggets of information and quotes that I might use elsewhere in my work. So there are lots of places to get ebooks though too. And I'm just curious, are most of you buying your ebooks through Kindle, or do a lot of you buy books through the Apple, or where do you tend to go? Last week, was it 2 episodes ago? Again, it's a good thing to have done so many episodes, but now I don't remember offhand which one I talked about what. But I did share about BookBub, which is a great resource for readers to get ebooks, but they're ebook only. And then, of course, there's Amazon Kindle, and Barnes & Noble has their ebooks as well. I haven't tried those other places. I've only gotten the Kindle versions, but I prefer to have the tangible book in my hands to flip the pages. That's just me. I'm old-fashioned. and I'm an old soul. So I love, well, I should say, used to love bookstores, because I've noticed that a lot of the bookstores today are holding a lot of, well, obviously secular material and a lot of the dark books that are out there. So it's not as enjoyable as it used to be for me. And maybe I'm the only one, but let me know in the comments if you have noticed a shift in that ambiance as well in your local bookstores. But I know there are lots of independent bookstores, and wherever you're at, I would love to know some of your local independent bookstores, which ones you frequent and support. There aren't as many here locally as there used to be, sadly. I just learned of yet another one that is closing on an island nearby that I enjoyed. So, and of course, with COVID, a lot of local small independent booksellers have faced significant challenges and have had to close their doors because of lack of clients and sales. But if there are any local bookstores in your area, let me know. I'd love to check them out on their websites and see what they are all about. Yeah, there are a few here. I know there's Pomegranate Books, and there used to be Two Sisters Bookery. That just closed. But I, again, don't have very many here, and my ideal location was the Christian bookstores, and those have gone by the wayside in my area as well. Please let me know if there's a Christian bookstore in your area, an actual walk-in bookstore, a storefront that you go to. I would love to know that. Kind of doing some research on that. So let me know if there is still one in your area. Those were my to-go-to places. But yeah, so that leaves a lot of online, a lot of bookstores, but there are lots of other places to pick up books, and I've found some really great ones at yard sales. Those little free libraries. Do you have any of those near you? Those little tiny boxes that people put in their yards or out near sidewalks, and you can take one, give one, borrow one, bring it back, that kind of thing. And I have found some really good reads there in the little bookstores. Where else have I found? Obviously, there are the library book sales. We didn't have any locally in the last year and a half. We all know why. But I found some really, really good ones at a local library bookstore, book sale. And then, of course, there are the thrift shops. If you've never gone into a thrift shop looking for books, you might be surprised by the volume of books they have available and the selection. I have found several good ones there as well. And I'm always keeping my eyes open because, you pop into some of these, boutique stores and, just odds and ends type stores, and they'll often have local authors, a little table with local author books and things of that nature. So those are good places to check out books as well. So, and actually, I don't know if they still do, but one of our grocery stores had, until very recently anyway, I'll have to go in there again and see, but one of our grocery stores had sold books. And of course, there are the warehouse stores like Walmart and Costco, Sam's Club, Target, places like that. So lots of places to get our books. I would love to know where you get yours. Most of mine, come from bookstores or the wholesale clubs. And just encourage us to continue to support our fellow authors and writers. If you are following me, you know that you love books and you love to read them, but without the authors, we wouldn't have books to read. So I encourage us to, as our budgets allow, to purchase those books and support our favorite authors, and check out the new and upcoming authors. There are lots and lots of new authors all the time. So be sure to check those out as well and support them. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a blessed day and rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Take care.